Yeah, okay, he goes for arrows. We're going to go for wall breakers, and yeah, Cannoneer is just so bad against this deck. I feel like I've said it a million times, dude. This deck is just disgusting. And we took his tower, and we're 10 seconds into the video. Evo Mega Knight and Evo Lumberjack might just be one of the nastiest card combinations we have ever seen on this YouTube channel. Throw in the Prince, the Archer Queen, and a bunch of spam cards, and you have a no-skill deck. Okay, that's definitely an exaggeration, and this deck does take a reasonable degree of skill, but it's just so strong. Both the Evo Mega Knight and the Evo Lumberjack are so funky to defend on defense, and when you combine them in a single push, it actually is genuinely very difficult to defend. And I think that's the reason we're seeing decks like this and other really weird Mega Knight spam decks thriving in this meta. And because they're not that difficult to use. But who knows, maybe I'm just yapping. You'll have to play this deck for yourself to find out. And come along for the ride, because it's like I always say, talk is cheap. And by the end of the video, I will prove to you that anyone can cook with this deck. Alright, into our first match of the video, rocking this deck that I absolutely love. And I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The reason I'm playing this deck, the reason I was inspired to make a video on this deck, is I got absolutely destroyed by this deck. When I was playing off camera, I was just playing the game for fun. I got ran by this deck. So I know it is really popular. People love Mega Knight. I mean, a love-hate relationship with Mega Knight, I'm sure, because it is such a strong card. So the amount of pressure that you can apply with this deck and get away with cheap defenses because you have the Dagger Duchess is just crazy. We're just going to go for bats here. My opponent decides to drop a little bit of BM. I don't know what I did to deserve that Goblin Spain emo, but we're going to be up here against bait. We have a pretty decent matchup against most bait decks. Really easy to overwhelm them, and we get a lot of value with our arrows here. For 1 elixir, we're going to take all of this out. That was a really bad Dark Goblin. I don't know why he did that. I know he'll be able to defend this, but like, that was I just didn't think that was a good play, in my opinion. As someone who runs log bait, I just didn't feel like it was that great of a play. So we're going to use this as an opportunity to cycle to our Evo Mega Knight. If he goes for a Princess, we can spam with a Lumberjack. I'm actually just going to go gang here. It's going to be a 3-for-3 trade, but in addition to that, he also has to defend this. Okay, he'll probably go for like a King Tower activation of some sort. Okay, really bad mistake, I feel like, giving us spell value there. I'm going to pressure with bats because it's going to support this push. Ah, the poison from the Dark Goblin. Well played. Well played. Dang, I hate that that poison lasts for forever. That's kind of crazy. All right, we're going to be ready to see if he goes in here. If that poison wasn't there, I feel like we would have gotten a lot of damage, but it was, so no use complaining about it. All right, we're going to wait a moment. I haven't yet seen the Princess. I want to find out what his spells are. I'm literally going to ignore that because I have Dagger Duchess, dude. Isn't that crazy? Makes me angry. As a bait player, if I saw that, I'd be enraged. All right, we're going to go like this. Just kind of cycle here. And pop this ability last second. Just trying to get any value from it. And we are going to take out the cannon, which is nice. Ooh, pretty bad Knight. He doesn't have a Knight in cycle here because he just wasted it. So we're going to go Mega Knight. And we're, again, going to let that go because we're crazy. We're going to arrows onto everything, and we're probably going to take his entire tower. Because that's all that you really have to do with this deck. You can't defend both lanes. So he has to decide if he wants to defend the left side or the right side. He opts to defend against kind of one side, but not really. So that's what this deck does, dude. See how I just ignored the barrel and it barely, you know, barely touched my tower, and we were able to just, like, take his entire tower. So that's why, I mean, one piece of evidence to show why this deck is really good. I don't know. I didn't really have to think too hard about it. Okay. I'm going to go like this, and my guy's playing really, really weird. So, honestly, really easy first match. One push was all that it takes. I have my arrows if he goes in for a barrel. Yeah, he goes in for the pre-log. So, we're going to give him the good game, even though he hit us with the Goblin Laugh. Never mind. Okay, easy first match. Wasn't even difficult. We'll see you in the next game. Into our next match here against this player. Last match was pretty good, I would say. Wasn't too difficult. That's kind of how things go when you're rocking this deck. At least a lot of the time. I'm really excited to show you a matchup like when we get one where we just like steamroll the person, because those do exist. Yesterday I was playing drill and it felt like a little more controlled, whereas like matches like this I'm like, ooh. Sometimes you just have a good matchup, and it do be like that sometimes. Alright. You get the same idea. We're going to go bat second, and we're going to have a really good interaction here, hopefully. Okay, he has to zap. So we're just going to DPS down this Mega Knight. Just kind of let it go. Shout out to Dagger Duchess, keeping everything alive. 1 HP Archer Queen, nah, she's gone. So this guy's running Mega Knight as well. No surprise, obviously it's very good in the meta, so... We'll see. Okay, Prince comes down. He obviously doesn't have a Mega Knight in cycle, so don't know if he's going to play anything in front of this. I don't know if you want to just be too... I don't think you want to be cycling your Prince like that. It doesn't seem like it's something that's good, unless you can support it, but you can't really support it. So we got like a positive elixir trade there, and we have a nasty counter push that he can't really defend on both lanes, at least not from the looks of it, so... We're going to go High Queen here, and then Bats, and I think we're going to be able to make it out relatively unscathed. Nah, the Dark Prince got a charge. Net, though, we're still up. Good to know that he has Prince, Dark Prince, Bandit, so another variant of this deck. That's kind of ironic that we're playing against another really good Mega Knight deck. Should have popped the ability there. I think it would have been worth it for 1 elixir, but I was just yapping. Ya boy was monologuing. Alright. I'm going to go Evo Lumberjack at the bridge. Just want to see if I can catch him off guard. I normally would do this with a Mega Knight, but I want to force out his Mega Knight. No, bro. Are you serious? No! Oh, my gosh. All right, well. All right, whatever. GG's. Okay. Next match. I usually don't keep half games in, but, I mean, it was pretty close up until my boy disconnected. So, whatever. It is what it is. Hopefully, you found that somewhat entertaining. But we're going to have a full match here against Mark Esquire. Bro's a lawyer, apparently. I think that's how you would interpret that. Let's go ahead and get our Prince down here. He could pop the ability early. Honestly, it wouldn't be that bad of a play. In fact, it'd probably be a good play. Skeleton King is another card that I think of when I think of just like underrated cards. I might just go for pre-arrows. I'm feeling dangerous. Let's go ahead and do it. You never know what we're going to hit. Bro, I told you, man. Arrows, low-key, I feel like have such a big hit radius. Like, I think it needs to be nerfed, in my opinion. I think it's too strong. My man rolled his eyes at me. Man did not like it. He's going to sue me. Alright, so far so good. He wasted his arrow, so let's go for the gang here. Maybe force out some additional elixir. Yeah, Ice Wiz comes down, but I don't know if that Ice Wiz is going to be able to stop all this. Oh, shoot, it is. Bad wall breakers. Alright, but we basically threw away anything that we had going for us. Looks like we're going to be up here against Mortar, and also a very, very sassy player. Apparently, I don't know what I did to him. I guess I just arrows without knowing what his deck was, but it is what it is. It could have backfired on me. It just happened to work out, so don't hate the player. Hate the game. Okay, I know he has bats, so I'm going to support this with a queen just to be annoying. Try and get the most out of this push. This queen is actually going, like, feral. I love it. Pushed out the arrows from him, lol. Cool. No arrows in hand, so we're just going to go for a gang. Definitely running Mortar. I would think we'd have a pretty good matchup against Mortar. We have a lot of beefy units. We also have a lot of spam, which is, like, relatively good against his Cannoneer. Or not even relatively. It is good against his Cannoneer. Prince here is going to clean house against this cannon card. Unfortunately, cannon card's not going to cross the bridge, so just going to have to let it go. We're going to drop an Archer Queen in the back. I don't know what his big spell is, but I don't think that it's like a lightning or anything. We're going to take arrows here. Great arrows value onto everything. And bats are going to clean up that mortar and probably warrant a response. Never mind. Alright. I'm going to hit him with some nice split lane. He's going to have to spend on that. And that actually I feel like was kind of a bad Skeleton King. I think, but I'm not him. Pop this ability and just shred a lot of this. That was a good ability, though, I must say. We're going to go Wall Breakers here to help out with that mortar and arrows as well. I don't know if I needed those arrows, but it is what it is. Now I can defend this really easily. He knows I don't have arrows in hand, so I'll just go for a gang. Honestly, I got to give credit to my opponent. He's playing really well, and what I would assume is just an annoying matchup for him, like, truthfully. So, props to my opponent. I know he BM'd me a few times, but he's playing well. Alright. He goes for bats of his own. That makes a lot of sense. Probably pop this ability here. Let's go Lumberjack before he does. The Rage will rage everything up and take care of those skeletons. That's kind of why I did that. Mega Knight in front here because, like, I know this is hella annoying for players to deal with. It just is. Told you. Let's continue to spam him because I can just ignore that, what's it called? I can ignore that Ice Wizard and the Queen's going to go crazy and the Wall Breakers. Oh no, so much damage. Yep. Let's spam him in the opposite lane, and that Lumberjack's going to clean house. Bang, bang, arrows onto everything. Might as well, right? Spam with wall breakers. Look at that. That was so satisfying. My man is in the thick of it right now. Fighting for his life. Let's go bats opposite lane here. Good ability by my opponent, honestly. That was pretty smart. Yeah, Prince kind of just getting ran. It is what it is, though. We just have so many distractions for his mortars. Like, it's just so easy for us to defend and pretty difficult for him to defend a lot of the times. We usually can get really easy positive elixir trades. Let's go arrows here. Pop this ability. I don't want to have to spend on the cannon card, even with him going for the bats. Ooh, I don't know about that. Let's go Mega Knight here. And arrows. I just don't want to risk that mortar connecting with my tower. So we're going to split wall breakers as well. And go for a queen. I mean, I understand what he's doing. It actually makes a lot of sense, but... I need my queen to live, please. Ooh, now we're in trouble. Never mind, we're fine. Rage should save us. Maybe, I don't know. Wow, honestly, for how abysmal of a matchup that is, he actually played it really, really well. So I'm going to BM a little bit because, I mean, he was salty. Almost threw it away at the end, but honestly, we played bad and we still won. So I'm going to leave it in there. You know, I'm not a perfect player, so I'm not super satisfied with how I played that. I feel like I should have actually, you know, won by more, but GG's. Into our next match here against this guy. In terms of starting plays with this deck, any of your 2 elixir cards are good. If you're feeling crazy, cycling an evil Lumberjack, it's not a horrible play. Like, it's fine. A little aggressive, and, you know, you might give them a free King Tower activation, but for the most part, it's not bad. Alright, so those wall breakers, a 2 elixir card, forced out 5 elixir, and one of them still connected for, like, 400 damage. So, really, really good card. It kind of looks like he's going to be running... Okay, I was going to say RG, but Cannon card and RG don't usually mix, so... Now I'm thinking it might be like Electro Giant or something like that. Or just like a homemade deck. Maybe like a clone deck. I don't really know, to be completely honest. We're going to go like this because it might speed everything up. Maybe we can get onto the tower. No, I don't think so. I don't think we're breaking through. Giant Skeleton is a thick boy. So, not quite going to work out for us. And not sure what my dude is running. Something really creative, though, that's for sure. Goblin Drill. Okay, we need to go for a High Queen here. Just a block for the wizard, basically. Okay. Kind of. Worked out good enough. Okay, so a super unorthodox Goblin Drill deck. A really smart bar barrel. Or was it? Let's pop this ability. I'm only doing this because I'm assuming... I was going to see if he had another spell. Usually, if they play their first small spell, they don't have another small spell, or oftentimes that's the case. So, I feel like it was worth the risk to go for that there. Now we know he has a tornado and a bar barrel, so we'll keep that in mind. Alright. We're just going to go with the Lumberjack in the back here. And actually, I think I'm just going to go like crazy here. This is the push that is actually so annoying for people to stop. Just generally speaking, I feel like it's annoying. So, we're going to just see what happens. That is what this deck does, man. Okay, he's running some like super crazy deck, and I don't know. We're going to maybe get onto the tower. That's kind of the point of the video, is to show you like how easy this deck is to use. Like, just Evo, Mega Knight, Lumberjack, and look, we're going to take like his entire tower. I feel bad, bro. Like, I kind of do. It feels kind of scummy, but it's good. Okay, if he goes arrows or something, I say NATO isn't going to do that good against the drill. So we're going to pressure with wall breakers, and I would assume that my man's going to throw in the towel sometime soon. He doesn't have bar barrel, so he just has to eat that. Yeah. Ooh. I feel bad every time I see someone running like an off-meta deck, and then to just kind of like mollywop them with a meta deck. It just feels wrong. We have great answers against drill. Going for Lumberjack, it's spell proof essentially. I am worried about the threat of like a clone though, so we're going to be mindful of that. I'm just going to pop this ability and go for arrows. I just don't want this really getting too far across the bridge because I'm worried he's going to go for some cheese. Lumberjack, like I said, going to do a great job onto all of this. And we can just go Prince here to just make sure that my guy doesn't get any cheese onto the tower. And no cheese will be had today. So really well defended. I'm not going to say really well played because I just went Evil Lumberjack, Evil Mega Knight, and took his tower. So that's this deck in a nutshell. GG's. We'll see you in the next match. Alright, into our next match here against this player. Honestly, having a blast with this deck. 10 out of 10 deck would recommend before some of these cards get hella nerfed next season. You know, that's how it goes. Release a broken set of cards, issue balance changes, all that good stuff. Alright, this is actually going to be a pretty decent defense given the circumstances. I actually think that Firecracker is also going to activate King Tower, so pretty perfectly defended. We're going to apply additional pressure here, maybe force out a delivery or a log, and indeed we do. Okay, let's see how he defends this. He might just go for a log. Let's pop this ability. It should force out additional elixir. Beautiful. Dude, Archer Queen is so good. Look at that. And she still gets a shot on the tower. She gets 2 shots on the tower. She's nuts. Okay, so Royal Hogs with Goblins. I've been seeing this a lot lately. I think it's because Evo Skeletons aren't as good as they used to be, so people are putting Goblins in it. Is kind of one theory. Alright, let's cycle our gang in the back. So that way I can just cycle bats onto this Goblin Brawler here. And my man, you should not have gone into one lane. Clearly didn't know that I was running Mega Knight. I'm sure he'll still be able to defend this, to be completely honest. He might even go for a King Tower activation, so I'm going to pressure with, like, delayed wall breakers, because I don't want him to feel like he can activate King. He also messed that up if he was trying to activate King. Oh, please splash on the tower. No way, that's not hitting tower. Wow. Well defended, I guess. Alright, we're going to be ready here. He doesn't have, or shouldn't have, Piggies back in cycle. We're going to do this just to make sure we don't eat damage onto the tower. He's going to have to defend it, so we can go with the gang opposite and then have our arrows ready. Maybe the goblins will get pulled in instead of the prince. Nope. Wow, that was a really good defense. That's frustrating, faux show. I want to try and cycle to my Mega Knight if he goes for split lane pressure, which I feel like he will. So we're going to have our bats ready. I want to split them because he's probably going to go E-Spirit in one lane. Queen and Dagger Duchess actually do a pretty decent job. It's kind of disgusting how good they do. Let's go Wall Breakers. I mistimed it. That's okay, though. We still don't take any damage. How crazy is that? I actually like going for split lane with the Lumberjack on its own because the Lumberjack just warrants so much elixir as is. We're going to go arrows onto this Firecracker. And that Prince connected to the tower. You love to see it. We're going to pop this ability. And what was my guy supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? What did he do wrong? I don't know. I can't tell you what he did wrong. He queued in with the wrong deck. He queued in with the wrong deck, and he lost the match because of it. Oh, man. Clash Royale. Clash Royale. All right, well, this game's over. He threw in the towel, so we're going to hold that W, take the 3 crown. I'll see you in the next game. Up here against Pablo. Also running Dagger Duchess. And apparently he has a vendetta against P.E.K.K.A. if you look at his clan tag. Alright, I don't actually have to play anything on those, so instead I'm just going to cycle my Lumberjack and try and get to my Evos. I don't know why he would split that. He probably wasn't looking at my Tower Troop, or I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to cycle too. Who knows? I'm just going to let this go, and I'm going to go for wall breakers of my own. I know these won't connect, but they'll defend the Evo Bandit pretty good. I'm going to go Queen onto this, just because I don't really have anything else, and then it should force out a decent amount of elixir from him. Kind of looks like he's running Mega Knight as well, so I'm just going to pop this ability here and just DPS this down as much as I can. Even with him playing bats, like, I don't really care. I'm going to go gang, and if he goes for some crazy arrows, we can drop something else, but he's probably just going to let it go. Another Mega Knight player. My brother. Yeah, these wall breakers are not it, though. I'm not going to cap. These wall breakers, they ain't it. They ain't it, I promise you. Really well defended, though, with that bandit. That interaction makes a lot of sense. It's very, very well played by my opponent. Okay. I am going to go Queen, and in general, when you defend a Queen with a Queen, you always want to be the second one to pop your ability. So we're going to wait. We'll pop the ability. We'll pop our ability. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm actually okay with this interaction. I'm actually great with this interaction. We're going to go gang in the middle, pull everything into the middle. Go for a Prince of our own. And this Lumberjack is going to save the day. Rage is going to take care of the bats. Ghost is going to take care of that. And we live. 2 no-skill Mega Knight players duking it out. The only difference is... No, I think it's a true mirror. I think it's a true mirror match because he has Wall Breakers and Dagger Duchess. So that's actually crazy. It also is crazy that it took me that long to notice that. So kind of embarrassing. We're going to go for defensive wall breakers here because that's really all that they're good for in this matchup, I feel like, is the defense. Alright. He goes for a Prince, so we're just going to go for Queen of our own here. Neither of us have a reset for the Prince, so sometimes it can be awkward to defend. Pop this ability because he already popped his ability, which is nice. And I don't think he'll be ready to arrows this, so we're going to do this, and we're going to spam him here. Now we're going to arrows onto everything. I don't think he can afford a Mega Knight right away, so this is going to be awkward for him to defend. We finally caught him in a weird cycle. Mega Knight comes down last second. Such a bailout, but he still... Now, I don't know. I feel like we can... No, we can't spam him. Alright, let's just take a breather here. We're going to do this. If he pre-arrows, I mean, good for him, but I don't expect him to. Let's go ahead and kite this over to the opposite lane. And in doing so, now we're going to have a pretty nice... Okay, never mind. Lol. Fail. Fail on that kite, unfortunately. Let's do this. Arrows onto everything. If that kite would have worked out, we would have been, like, positioned so well, but we're still in a position to win this game, which is nice. He might go for arrows here. I'm going to go gang. I feel like he's going to arrows. No, he doesn't. Okay, we're not going to mess up the kite this time. Never mind, we do, in fact, mess up the kite this time, and we do, in fact, lose this game. All right, GG's. Okay, that was my fault. Good game in the mirror matchup. I know he BM'd, but I deserve to lose that. So we're going to hold that L. I'll keep it in there. We'll see you in the next match. All right, into likely our last match of the video here. I've had a lot of fun playing this deck. I enjoy it, but I feel like I've got my point across. I can only play this deck for so long before my brain starts to deteriorate. And if you're one of the people who watches my video on the regular, I feel like I've been getting a lot of love on my channel recently. I just want to say shout outs to you for supporting me and all the positive feedback that I've received. Looks like he goes for the mortar. We're just going to pop our Mega Knight down here. And then go for some high bats. Just help DPS this down, because if he pops the ability, we might be in a bit of trouble. I feel like we played a ton of mortar in this video. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, okay, he goes for arrows. We're going to go for wall breakers, and yeah, Cannoneer is just so bad against this deck. I feel like I've said it a million times, dude. This deck is just disgusting. And we took his tower, and we're 10 seconds into the video. Or like 50 seconds into the game. How ridiculous is that, man? It just makes me, wow, not cringe, but just like, whew. This deck is so strong, or at least it can be very strong. All right, we do have to close out the game, though. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. No defense is free unless my opponent throws in the towel. So we'll see if that's the case. Hopefully not. We want to see like a good hard-fought match, but you never know. Okay, nice. He decides not to give up. I respect that. Grateful for that. All righty. Queen will do a great job defending this. Don't have to worry about it too much. I think I want to go Lumberjack like this. And then I'm going to go gang because it'll tank for the Cannoneer. But when this Lumberjack is going to get a second lease at life and hopefully take care of the Skeleton King. Nice. Dude, Evo Lumberjack is just so good. It actually makes me so angry. Not that angry, but somewhat angry. Okay, nice. He might go for a Swarm here to block, but I think it would be maybe not an overcommitment, but at the very least it's aggressive. It's a small little mortar lock, but he still needs to defend these bats. And the Prince, maybe? No dice. One of these wall breakers should connect to the tower. Alright, fair enough. So far, so good. I'm really just scared of the Evo Mortar. That's like the only card that you really need to be hyper mindful of in this matchup. We're going to cycle our Queen here. And get ready to just clog this lane. Okay. Lumberjack in the back. He has the same idea, it would seem. I'm actually going to go Prince opposite lane because I need to force out like some elixir from him. Otherwise, he's just going to like spam me. Let's go like this. Still feel like he needs to defend over there, which is great. Nice, perfect. We forced out the goblins. That's exactly what we wanted. Because in doing so, you can see he wasn't able to get his ability off, which is exactly what we wanted. Let's go gang here to pressure. And now at this point, we pretty much secured the match. All he can do is go for like a last-second mortar or something like that, but he's too busy defending. So, honestly, well played to us. We kind of just won the match in the first, like, what was that, 50 seconds of the game. Kind of thematic for this deck. Even with him going for the lightning, it's not going to make a difference. So, super clean last match. Happy to end on a dub, so we're going to hold it, and I'm going to see y'all in the outro. And that is going to do it for today's video. Here's the deck one more time in case you want to take a screenshot and try it for yourself. I'll also put the deck link in the YouTube description so you can just open it in the Clash Royale app. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I proved to you that anyone can cook with this deck. It's actually really strong. And even if you don't have both Evos or you only have one Evos, or you could put in the Evo Wall Breakers or the Bats, and it would be good. Not as good, but it's still really strong. So give it a try. Let me know what you think of the deck in the comments. And one more time, I just want to say thank you so much. It means the world to me. If you've made it to this point in the video, you're a real fan. And I hope to see you in another video real soon. Peace out.